How's everybody doing today? My name is Sean. Welcome to the Dragon's Lair. What we're going to be working on today is part 2 of our high weight belt combinations. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start with our jab, step behind side kick. So break it down for you real quick. Now this is this one's a little bit unusual, where we've stressed before when you throw punches, you don't necessarily want to leave your hand out there. You want to bring it back as fast as possible to get your guard back to protect yourself. This is one of those things that's kind of taken a little bit from Muay Thai, where when they do a punch, sometimes they leave their hand out there to distract or to block before they throw their kick. So we're going to be doing that in this combination. So it's very easy. It is exactly what it sounds like. We're going to throw that jab punch first. From here, we're going to leave that hand out there, and then we're going to go straight into that step behind side kick. Okay. So again, what that's doing is it's a bit of a distraction, and you are somewhat protected. Again, Taekwondo, we don't punch the face, but this is one of those things where you don't necessarily need to make contact or land that jab punch because it is a distraction. Ideally, what you would do is when that jab comes out, you're gonna nice solid jab. Ideally, they're gonna move back. While they're moving back is when you're gonna be chasing with that step behind side kick. Okay. So one more time, I'm gonna go this side. Again, I'm in my fighting stance, jab comes out, leave it out there, step behind side kick, and land. One more time, a little bit faster. Jab, step behind side. Jab, step behind side. Okay? So that's gonna be that one there. The next one, we're gonna move on. We're gonna add something that we haven't done yet. Well, most of these we haven't done yet before, that's why we're learning them. But this is a little bit different. Again, we're gonna do a switch before we do any of our kicks. So this one is gonna be switch, stepping around, jab cross. So again, going into our fighting stance, right? I'm in my fighting stance. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch, okay? From here, I'm doing that stepping in roundhouse, landing, jab cross. Now this one, again, you want your opponent to be moving. We haven't really gotten into a lot about the feints and checks and all that stuff, but this would be one of those things that the switch can be utilized as a tool to make your opponent do something, okay? In this case, I kind of want my opponent to move when I do my switch. The other reason we would do that is if we were in an open stance, right? So if I'm left foot forward, my opponent's right foot forward, maybe I want to switch to be a closed stance before I do the roundhouse. Or if we're closed stance, I want to switch to be open stance to do that roundhouse, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm right foot forward. I'm in my fighting stance. First thing I do, switch, stepping in round, jab cross. Okay, one more time. From here, switch, stepping in round, jab cross. One more time, switch, stepping in round, jab cross. You can see it's very fast. A lot of times when I demonstrate, I forget to go full speed. So that's going to be a bit more full speed. We don't necessarily want to be practicing. I mean, when we're practicing, when you're trying to get used to it, we kind of we stumble through the motions, switch, stepping in round, jab cross. That's perfectly fine when you're learning it. But when you get used to doing the movements, really accustomed to making all of these things flow together, this is when it really works for you, okay? So again, I'm here, right? Fighting stance, switch, stepping around, jab, cross, okay? So next, moving on, we are going to do a switching front, stepping in axe kick. This one, again, we're gonna be somewhat close because we're starting with that switching kick. Remember, when we're doing switching kicks, we wanna be in the range right here where I can touch my opponent, all right? So we're really close. So this is, again, things need to happen for these to work, right? This is not guaranteed that every single time I'm gonna use this combination or another combination that it's gonna work, right? So a lot of it takes setup, a lot of it takes just practice, right? So with the switch stepping in axe, or switching front, I should say, stepping in axe, if I'm left foot leg forward, okay, switching front, it's gonna come with my back leg, all right? So switching front, okay? And then stepping in axe here, okay? So we need a little bit of movement from that switching front kick, because if we do a stepping in kick after that and our opponent doesn't move, we're gonna get jammed up, okay? We're just gonna go right past. So hopefully what's gonna happen is if my opponent's here, right? Remember, I'm gonna be close enough where I can put my hand on my opponent. All right, so that switching front's coming from here. They're gonna move back, give chase with the stepping in axe. Okay, one more time. Switching front, stepping in axe. Okay, last time. All right, there we go. So we've got our jab, step behind side kick. We've got our switch, stepping in round with a jab cross. And then our switching front, stepping in axe. And that's going to be the conclusion of the all of the high white belt combinations. So if you look at part 1, which I put out last time, and now part 2. So this is going to be all of the kicks in those combinations. Hope you learned something. Class dismissed. Have a great rest of your day.